All righty. Think we are ready to get going here. Wow, thank you guys for starters. Thank you so much for the support. It's incredible to see so many familiar friends and faces out there, and a bunch of new ones as well. It means a lot to the team here at MCR Medical, and we really appreciate your support. So we'll go ahead and get started for today. Good morning, afternoon, depending on where you're located. But on behalf of MCR Medical, thank you for joining us today as we discuss the female inclusive CPR training. We are honored to host this session and to bring our customers, partners, and training leaders together for what we believe is a meaningful topic in the CPR training space. While inclusive products like the Prestan female mannequin have been available for some time, we are seeing this market continue to grow. Today, we will hear from CPR Choice and Prestan with how they implement the female mannequin into their strategic training sessions. But before we begin, I'd like to quickly review a few housekeeping items to ensure that today's session runs as smoothly as possible. This is a Zoom webinar format, so all attendees are currently muted. This really helps us maintain sound quality and minimize any kind of background noises. If you have questions during today's presentation, please use the Q&A feature at the bottom of your Zoom screen. Please feel free to submit any questions at any time. Because we have additional guests on today's session, we won't have enough time at the end to address your questions in live time, but please be assured our MCR Medical team will connect with you following today's session to address all of your questions one-on-one. We will use the chat feature to share relevant links, product details, and ordering information throughout the presentation. For clarity, please direct any formal questions to the Q&A tab rather than the chat. Today's session is also being recorded. A replay and related information will be shared with all of the registered attendees afterwards. Finally, CPR Choice is not affiliated with Prestan or MCR Medical, and their viewpoints and recommendations are theirs. A quick note on MCR Medical. We started in 2008 and are located in Columbus, Ohio. We are a hybrid manufacturer and distributor for CPR, AED, and first aid training supplies. At MCR Medical, we are intentional with who we align with and the products that we introduce into the market. Our partnership with Prestan and the relationships that we have with instructors are instrumental to the success in the chain of survival. Today, we are highlighting the female mannequin and help bridge the disparities that exist in bystander CPR. This topic is especially meaningful to me, not only professionally, but personally, as I am a son, a father, a brother, uncle, and husband. Here to share her passion on this topic is my dear friend, Cheryl Smith, the owner and founder of CPR Choice, a nationwide CPR, AED, and first aid training center based in Tennessee. With more than 25 years of experience teaching life-saving skills, she is passionate about making CPR education approachable, realistic, and inclusive. Cheryl gained national attention after her CPR videos discussing female mannequins and women in CPR generated more than 10 million views and sparked important conversations about barriers to helping women in cardiac arrest. Through education, humor, and real-world experiences, she advocates for building confidence so more people are willing to act in an emergency. Cheryl, it's an honor to have you here with us today. Thank you so much, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Wes. I'm so happy to be here today. It's a privilege to get to do this. So I just thought that we'd kind of jump right into it and We've all heard the statistics by now. Women are less likely to receive CPR, especially bystander CPR in the public compared to men. And what we also know is that every single second matters, right? We know that any hesitation can absolutely be deadly and change the results for survivability. Some studies even show that women can be up to 27% less likely to receive CPR from strangers in a public setting. And honestly, as a woman, that's really concerning to me. When the researchers did look at the studies, they found some of the common concerns are barriers, to inappropriate touching, fear of accusations, uncertainty about exposing the chest, um, just an overall discomfort. And as an instructor, I knew the statistics, and obviously, as a woman, they're concerning. But honestly, I didn't really realize the full realm of it or how significant this barrier really was until I started posting some videos online. So how this topic found me, obviously, I'm a woman and I was a early adopter of the female mannequins when I very first saw them. Loved the idea of training feeling more realistic. I mean, half of the population are women, right? So I think having this inclusiveness in our training is great. So I originally bought the breast attachments for the mannequins, and then more recently, we've purchased the female torsos that have the breasts. And at the time, I really thought that it was just good representation and better realism for training. But a couple of months ago, I decided to start posting some videos on social media, just short clips of how to do CPR or choking relief, talking about some of the new AHA guidelines. But one of my videos, just a funny little 10-second clip, where I pulled out the breast attachment and put it on the mannequin. It ended up being the one that got the most viral. 10 million views, like Wes said. And I really expected the comments to be like, that's cool. Wow, I've taken CPR for so many years and I've never seen this. Or maybe it's about time that women be represented. But instead, the comments that I got were completely different. And to be honest, they were very disturbing. So the next slide shows some of the comments. You guys can read through some of them yourself. Obviously, there were thousands, over 5,000 comments on this one video. And many openly admitted hesitation about helping women during cardiac arrest. So many said fear of lawsuits, afraid of sexual assault allegations, unwilling to expose a woman's chest to place AED pads, uncomfortable touching a woman during CPR. And it wasn't just the comments that were surprising, but how many people agreed with them. And while there definitely were some people that tried to debunk the fears or talk about Good Samaritan laws, the negative comments far outweighed the positive ones. So as a woman, some of these comments were really scary to read. And that's when I think I shifted more from representation in class to realizing that this truly is a major barrier to care. And then that just got me thinking, like, what can we do about it, right? What can we do as instructors? And the next slide has just a few things, but I feel like female representation in CPR classes really does matter, but it's way more than just having the mannequin. Female mannequins can definitely create a better and more realistic training experience, but owning the female mannequin alone and even using it in training definitely isn't enough. We have to talk about it. And that's actually what I have found that I love most about having the mannequins in class is that it's a conversation starter. Initially used them for realism, diversity, but I quickly realized that what this does is actually open the door to the discussion that wasn't happening otherwise. You can literally sometimes even feel the awkwardness in the room when you pull out the breast attachment or the one person, that gets the female mannequin when they sit in that seat with the female mannequin in front of them. And if that awkwardness is happening in the classroom, then imagine how it is in real life, right? It mirrors that same real world hesitation. So usually I just kind of joke around about it. I really do kind of just try to keep it light and funny. And I'll like point out like, so who are the lucky people that, got to sit by the female mannequin? Or, hey, when I attach this attachment, how does that make you feel? And everyone kind of, chuckles a little bit, but it really does help open the conversation up naturally. Because I feel like students, if they feel uncomfortable practicing on a female mannequin, again, imagine how they would feel, exposing the chest, maybe even removing the undergarments for AED placement, or, doing CPR in the public. Um, but I think one of the things that's really concerning to me as an instructor is that there's still a debate even going on among instructors. And as recent as this weekend, I'm on a large Facebook group that is full of CPR instructors. And there was some discussion about some new legislation happening in Illinois where they are going to require female mannequins, or potentially require female mannequins, to be used in CPR training in school. And while a lot of the comments were supportive, there's still tons of comments saying from instructors saying, oh, it's political, it's unnecessary, those mannequins are distracting. One person even said, like, you're buying into the BS. But I see it differently. This isn't about changing CPR science. CPR is still CPR. AED placement is still AED placement. This is about reducing hesitation, increasing action, opening up the conversation, raising awareness, breaking down those barriers, debunking the fears, talking about the Good Samaritan laws. And as instructors, I just feel like it truly is our responsibility to acknowledge the problem, normalize CPR in women, normalize AED placement, even if we are talking about undergarments being removed. Talk more about the Good Samaritan laws, because obviously we're not talking about them enough, and to build confidence. Because if we don't address the barriers, then who will? And then the statistics don't change. And if the statistics don't change, it truly is a life or death situation. So I just really feel like this conversation does still matter. We've all heard the phrase that the best AED is the closest AED. And I would argue that the best CPR is the CPR that actually gets started. Women deserve the same chance of survival. Representation helps normalize life-saving care. Confidence and conversation, I feel like, really reduces hesitation. And realistic training prepares people for real emergencies. And I just feel like at the end of the day, the goal truly is simple: fewer barriers, faster action, and that results in more lives saved. So back to you, Wes.
Well done, Cheryl. I really appreciate it. And look, I got your hat today.
Yes, I love it. Represent for sure.
Yeah, you gave that to me a couple of years ago at an event we were attending, and I still have it and wear it on special occasions like today. So thank you so much. And
thank you.
Oh, as always, an absolute honor to have you here with us, sharing this topic and being an advocate and doing everything you can to break through all of these barriers that are out there. Thank you so much. Now, please join me in welcoming Prestan as they showcase the Prestan female mannequin. Today, we have my friend Jesse. I got lots of friends, guys. Got my friend Jesse here with us. And Jesse Reznik is the Business and Market Development Manager in North America. Jesse, welcome and thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you, Wes. Thank you for having us here from Prestan on hand. And thank you, Cheryl, for that great presentation and bringing just all that experience that you have real world. And I love hearing about, bringing your personality into it, a little bit of humor, just a little bit of levity, just getting people comfortable. And the biggest thing that we share in common, all of us here, so Prestan's mantra, Preston's goal is to build confidence in the students to be ready for that life-saving moment. We never know when that's going to happen, when that could be right around the corner. But Prestan, just a backgrounder, we are a global manufacturer and leader in the CPR training mannequin and AED trainer space, located in Cleveland, Ohio, with locations around the world. So very happy to bring this life-saving technology to all over 88 countries around the world, as a matter of fact, and growing day by day. But the first slide here, just to touch on a few things Cheryl had talked about, just about the female mannequin. And the female mannequin, although it's been out just in the last few years, it's still something very new on the market, still gaining traction on the market as people continue to add that to their portfolio to have more of a diversity of an adult male mannequin and the female mannequin. And the biggest thing, that Prestan brings to light is the realism to help normalize the response, for all patients. And the female mannequin has just been a great addition to the collection that Prestan offers to just help build confidence for patients. Because when that hesitation starts, when that hesitation that you see in a public emergency, that's the end game. The beginning is the training. So that hesitation needs to be rooted out right at the beginning. And that's what the Prestan female mannequin can offer to those training classes, that real life, realistic scenario to build confidence in your patients. And as we move on here, the next slide, I just want to share about alignment with the AHA guidelines. And when we look at the AHA guidelines and how Prestan really fits in, the AHA highlights disparities in CPR response. And those disparities aren't just disparities of CPR in women, but CPR, if you're looking at racial and ethnic subgroups, you're looking at lower socioeconomic groups and areas of the country, looking at language disparity or language barriers. There's so many different areas where Prestan products fit in and align with inclusive training across the board to prepare anybody that's in that training class for that real world situation. And also just the realistic representation just helps to improve the readiness. Prestan offers the female mannequin now, in addition to the infant, the child, and the adult mannequin. So you have a full range of representation to support balanced CPR education within the classroom and within the class setting. One other point I'll note out here in the bottom left slide, if we could just go back one quick moment there. The two mannequins, Prestan also looks at the diversity kits that we offer, having the dark skin and the medium skin in the mannequins. So from that perspective as well, Prestan really works to balance that CPR education with diversity in the classroom. And as we move on, just talking about real-time feedback and feedback during that training and those training sessions, that's something that Prestan is proud to offer and proud to bring, is mannequins featuring both audible and visual indicators, just giving you both that click that your patients hear and they're like, I'm doing it, I'm getting this right. And then that visual indicator that the teachers and the instructors can see along with the students up in the upper right-hand corner of the chest, where you have the lights blinking to let you know, are you going at the right compression rate, the right depth rate, the right speed? All of that is just there to help those students build confidence that those instructors and trainers nationwide and worldwide are trying to help build in them to be ready in that emergency situation. And along with that, Prestan is proud to offer the Series 2000 lineup now, including the female mannequin, to give real-time feedback on recoil and ventilation, chest compression fraction, as well through a Bluetooth app that is connected to the mannequin and downloadable right to your phone, to your iPad, to anywhere. So you can get a full class roster and have that prepared for you for whatever training situation or scenario that you're looking at or that you're in at that time. And lastly, our last slide just shares about that more realistic AED practice as well, to pair along with the female mannequin and the collection of mannequins that Prestan offers to just give the most realistic AED practice experience and training for your students. A couple notes here. Very excited here at Prestan to offer updated AED trainer pads that now feature the female graphic. And as you can see in the right here of the slide, the images show the proper pad placement for both pads there on both images, and also the infant on the trainer pad as well. A few other notes. The orientation has been updated, so the clip connector for the pads can go in dual orientation, so makes that a lot easier for anybody that's out changing the pads or the instructors during classes. And just this opportunity for realistic training helps to reduce that hesitation in an emergency situation. You've gone through the training, you know what to do, and then when that situation is put forward, you can have that confidence that you've built through your training, through your instructors, through your classmates that you've gone through the training with, to be prepared for that situation. And lastly, I'd just like to point out in the bottom corner here with our AED trainers, we really follow along the whole spectrum there, as the trainer pads now include the female image on the trainer pad, and then on the actual AED trainer itself and on the class for the professional trainer, they carry the adult image. So we really go across all lines of the teaching spectrum for inclusive experience, inclusive training from child, from infant to adult to female, all the way across the board. So we're just really proud to be here today to partner with MCR Medical and to be here as a part of this presentation with Cheryl Smith, bringing such great information to you all. To you all that have used Prestan in the past or are looking to upgrade your mannequin training kit or AED training. So we're just so thankful to be here. And Wes, I appreciate the opportunity.
You got it, Jesse. Thank you so much for the presentation. Cheryl with CPR Choice, Jesse with Prestan. Thank you guys so much for being here today and presenting on this very important topic. We do have a lot of incredible questions that are coming in. Please keep those flowing. Again, we are not going to be doing any live time Q&A, but we will be reaching out to you guys afterwards and addressing those questions. If it's directed for CPR Choice and Cheryl, we'll get her involved. If it's for Prestan, we'll get them involved. We will make sure that we put you guys in great hands and get your question answered. They are very important to us. At MCR Medical, we want to make sure that we have quality products that fit the needs that you guys have, and the needs to drive your business into the future. MCR Medical is the premier distributor partner for Prestan. We carry their whole suite of products, including the female mannequins highlighted today. As you know, MCR Medical makes kits specifically designed for you, the instructor. These convenience kits range from a single female mannequin to a 4-pack and pair with a Prestan AED trainer. Included in the kits is our MCR Medical branded kneeling pads, Manny Vest, and Manny Bra, which is specifically designed for the Prestan female mannequins. The Manny Bra features a hook and loop closure in the front with the tagline, "Please save my life," driving home the desire to save everyone. Our kits are designed specifically with the instructors in mind, giving you everything you need in one streamlined solution so that way you can deploy quickly and confidently. Since the professional female and adult mannequins share the same body frame, you have the flexibility to switch the mannequin skins, allowing you to diversify your training fleets and enhance your training offerings with ease. You can buy your female mannequins everywhere where MCR Medical sells, including Amazon, eBay, Facebook, and of course, mcrmedical.com. Because you registered and attended today's session, we will be sending you this handout that shows ways to implement female-inclusive CPR training in your site. This will be emailed with a copy of today's session. We'd love for you to join our Please Save My Life campaign and share your videos, photos with us for the possibility of being highlighted on our social media pages. Prestan and MCR Medical are excited to offer a special raffle today, giving one of our attendees a free female mannequin. And today's winner is Nicole Worthy. Congratulations. This is so exciting. Our MCR Medical team will be reaching out to you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Our MCR Medical team will be reaching out to you very shortly so that way we can get your prize on the way today. On behalf of MCR Medical, thank you for joining us today and spending your day with us. We are proud of the partnership that we have with Prestan and the training sites around North America. And we're even more excited about what this means for the training community moving forward. MCR Medical looks forward to supporting you with our world-class customer service. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for being part of today's session.